Everybody, Mary KDK here, and I wanted to come to you guys to talk about the power of daddy. Yes, it is Father's Day, and I definitely want to make sure this video went up as a tribute not only to my father, but to phenomenal fathers out there everywhere. But I'll get into that. First, I'm going to take about 15 to 20 to 30 to 45 seconds just to give you a brief disclaimer. The one thing that I want to say is be mindful of the power of daddy and being disrespectful to the power of daddy. Sometimes we get so caught up in our independence when it comes to being a single woman or a single mother, whether the daddy is around or not, that sometimes, it's not everybody, but sometimes the power of daddy is disrespected and disregarded like it is not important. But don't dare think that it is not ever needed. So to you single mothers out there who the father is null and void, he doesn't exist, he is spontaneously combusted, he's gone or he's there and he acts a fool and he doesn't want any part of your child's life, my first advice I will recommend to you is to pray and ask God to provide godly men in your life, not to be going around dating a bunch of godly men, but to provide godly men that will be consistent in your child's life. Be an uncle, a grandfather, he will show you who it is, but godly men that your child can be fathered, even if the father is not present in the home, and pray that they will have no lack. And always tell your children, you know, yes, I'm a single mother. Yes, we have a one-parent household, but this is not what it's going to be for you. I am praying that God gives you the opportunity to have something that you didn't have, and pray that he gives it to you as well. You know, I am all for the Get Your Man ministry, okay? God will bless you with a phenomenal husband, and your children will be able to have that as well. But until that happens, stay strong and know that your child, just because the father is not present, your child can still be fathered, and that is extremely important. The fathering of a child is important. Number two, on Father's Day, my big pet peeve, only in the mahogany section by Hallmark cards, and I really wish they would stop doing it. Because it's so disrespectful, first of all, to black people everywhere, and make it seem like we're the only ones who don't have dads. It just irritates me to the highest level of irritation. However, in the Father's Day section, you will see Happy Father's Day to my mother. And I get it. I had a single mother, but I still have a great dad who was present in my life, and so I get it. Sometimes as a single parent, you're going to have to be everything. As a single mother, you're going to have to try to be everything, but you're not. You know, you're still mother, you're not father. So encourage your children to give a Father's Day card to the person who is fathering them. If they have a great uncle or a phenomenal mentor that is fathering them, give them that Father's Day card, and that will have a great effect. But don't ever take credit for being daddy. I get it. I know it's hard. I get it. But I really wish they would stop doing that, because they don't do that for any other cards. I didn't even know cards had a race, but they don't do that in the, you know, they had the Hispanic section of cards Hallmark makes, and they had the regular cards. They don't do that in any other section. Only in the mahogany section do you see Happy Father's Day to my mother. And we really need to stop buying those cards, because it's just disrespectful when you think about it. But again, your child can be fathered by somebody phenomenal, and you just pray and ask God to fill that void, and he will. Now, my father. Okay, first of all, my father is better than all y'all's fathers, because my father could beat y'all's fathers at pick up sticks. He could beat y'all's fathers at that's my car. He could beat y'all's fathers at marching, because he was in the army. My father, he could beat up y'all's dads. My daddy could beat up everybody's dads, because my daddy is the best daddy in the whole wide world. That's just how I feel. I am my daddy's only child, but he has been able to father many children, because again, he has some women who are single mothers, and he is a great man and role model, and they get to pick up on great things from him. You know, of course, we all go through that stage where we think we know everything and we don't want to listen to anybody. But hindsight is always 20/20, and I'm grateful that my father was able to love me through all of those stages. And you know, one day it'll be my turn to get it back a little bit with my children, and I'll really appreciate them even more. So I really thank God for my father. Like clockwork, I can count on my daddy, talking to him every weekend. Now I call him. He used to call me every single weekend, and 2 or 3 times a week. When I was younger, I went and spent summers with him and enjoyed time with him. I enjoyed traveling with him. He is a country boy from the backwoods of Mississippi, and I really enjoyed just going out to the land and being around my family and just seeing my daddy in his element. My daddy was a soldier. He fought in Desert Storm. Even when he fought in the war, guys, like clockwork, my daddy would call me once a week. I don't know how he did it on 2 different time zones. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. He never let me feel any lack. There have been times when I have been like, you know, a couple of issues. I remember one time in particular at school, I got in trouble because the teacher lied on me and said that I was, okay, long story short, I was with a friend and I had a hall pass and she didn't. And so my friend said that she was in my class and I was just like, nah, but whatever. So that wasn't my business, but I made sure I had my hall pass. So the teacher wrote us both referrals and said that I didn't have a hall pass, and I lied and said that I was in her class, but that's not what happened. So I went, because you know, that's how I was. I went to the teacher and I was like, you lied on me, because I don't take disrespect well. So I was like, you lied on me. And it was so funny because I shouldn't have done that. But I ended up getting in trouble because when I talked to AP about it, he was like, oh, well, you're good. I know it wasn't you. I know who it was. When I talked to AP about it, he was fine. But I went back to the teacher to let her know that she lied on me and she needs to apologize to me for lying on me. And my mama was like, why did you do that? Because now you're in detention. And so my daddy was like, well, the teacher lied. He had my back. My daddy always has my back. I appreciate that. So when I do right, he supports me. When I do wrong, he lets me know, and I'm grateful for that. Even with my husband, he's embraced him. He's loved on us, and he's just cared for us in a way that cannot be described. He's helped us to learn how to be lenders and not borrowers, and those are things that you don't pay attention to when you're younger, but those are phenomenal attributes that my daddy has, and I'm grateful. But before I go, I want to tell you my fondest, most favorite memory of my daddy. So, alright guys, so I was in the 3rd grade at Popham Elementary School in Miss Menifee's class, and my daddy had been away at Desert Storm, and I did not know when he was coming back. You know, you're a little kid, you don't know if they're ever coming back. And one day this soldier walked into my classroom and everybody was like, who is that? Who is that? Who is that? Who is that? And my daddy walked into my classroom and everybody turned and was like, oh my God, who is that? And I was like, it is my daddy. And I got so excited and ran and gave him the biggest hug. He came, he talked about being over there. He showed us money from Saudi Arabia. I mean, guys, it was the best day ever. And I'll never forget that. So when I see kids now, when their parents have been deployed and they surprise them at school, I just get teary-eyed like I'm doing right now, because that meant the world to me for my daddy to do that. And I remember that. Here I am, I'll be 34 years old when this video goes up, because right after my birthday is Father's Day. And I still remember that from being in 3rd grade. So Daddy, I just want to let you know that I love you and I care about you, and I'm so grateful to have you in my life. You are an amazing man. You have helped me to be the best woman that I can be. You didn't raise anybody crazy, and I'm so thankful for your presence in my life. I'm thankful for your presence in my husband's life. Because of you, I was able to be chosen by a great husband, and I have learned what it's like to be submissive and obedient by listening to you, and you have the best advice ever, and we love you. And we are so happy that you fathered somebody phenomenal, and I'm phenomenal because you are phenomenal. So to everybody else out there, I will say, never underestimate the power of daddy. Your daddy is a great man, and if you do not have a relationship with your father, I encourage you to get one. No matter how crazy or hectic, you know, if your father's still here, pray and forgive, and even as single mothers, just pray for God to give your children a relationship with their real father, because it is so important that they get the closure that they need and they get the understanding no matter what the situation is, and that God will bless them in that area. But don't ever underestimate the power of daddy. Daddy, I love you. Happy Father's Day to all the phenomenal fathers out there.